Hello guys, so today, as you know, I posted a post that I'm gonna make a video on how grandmaster think during the game. So here I am. So let's start. This game is between Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura, two legends playing each other. This was the game of last year. So let's play. E4, E5. You can see the opening down the analysis and up of Magnus Carlsen Hikaru 1-0. So let's continue. Knight f3, knight c6. Italian game. Two knights variation. Modern bishops opening. Both are making fine moves. Yeah, here. Not here. See. Here. I would not play this, but I could play a move like this. Just to make the bishop go back. Then I could play this. But here, Magnus Carlsen played h3, then bishop b6. As I told you, bishop pawn b4. He went first. a5. Now here, the plan of it is go to a4, a3, then take b2. If the b2 pawn takes the pawn on a3, which is going to come, it's not big disadvantage, but little disadvantage of doubled pawns. So to prevent that, Magnus Carlsen played a4. Then Hikaru played bishop e6, trying to trade. But Magnus Carlsen solidified it by b3, rook e8, pinning the rook by bishop b5. Okay, bishop d7, unpinning the knight. Knight c4. So the plan of Magnus Carlsen is to attack on the queen side, which comes up to the first rule: bring everyone to the party, made by Magnus Carlsen. The meaning of this is bring all forces for attack. Here soon the rook will come for the attack, the bishop, the queen, the rook, everything. Even the pawns are now going for an attack. Bishop c5, bishop d2, bishop a7, repositioning it, not really. I would not recommend this trade because if the game goes till end game, Magnus Carlsen will have a slight disadvantage because in end games it's better to have bishops than knights because the board will be very empty except some pawns and kings. So if black has two bishops against two knights, it's better for black. Okay. Knight a5. Just ignore the background sound, guys. So here, this is actually a trade. Magnus Carlsen is up a pawn. To just do it, he trades f2 pawn and gives his bishop, but the rook takes the knight. This is called discovery attack. b4, rook is 8. Attack. See, I told you Magnus Carlsen rule was just attack. He's attacking with his pawn too. c4, c6, king g1, bishop e6, a5, knight d7, king h1. The king is moving to the corner because of safety. Traits. He takes knight c5, which is a pretty good move because it is trying to attack. I would recommend to ignore it. Rook a3, c5, queen b1, knight e6, a6. If you see, guys, the position is still the same. There are chances of draw, but it can't. Knight c5, a7, queen c7, queen a1. So if you see this position, white is having a slight advantage somewhere over here, I guess. Yeah, here it was equal. When it did, it was still equal. But knight c5, pawn moves, queen c7, queen a1. Bishop b5 was the move which made a slight advantage to white. Here the problem is bishop e3. Okay, now the knight takes the pawn. Here you see, where can the bishop move? Bishop c4 is a big advantage. Here's how. Knight d2, d5, the pawn takes, f5, queen c3 takes. Yeah, this is a good move. Queen g3 is a good move. Why? Because if the queen trades, it's a very bad position because Magnus Carlsen is up 3 points and the rooks, one of his rooks will do nothing because it needs to stop the a7 pawn. That's why he didn't play that and played queen g3. Magnus Carlsen responds it by queen g3. Check. It would be a checkmate if the bishop was not there, but the bishop is there. The rook took. Here beginners would take the bishop because they don't see that the rook is hanging. But Hikaru is a legend. He saw it. At discovery check, I mentioned the technique or somewhere in the middle game. Here, I would not recommend this move that much because see, do not let your opponent check you. I would recommend to play rook f8. But he played f4 and Hikaru resigned. Why? I'm going to tell you now. Where can the king move? King g8. Suppose queen d5, check. Now what can he play? King f8, suppose. d7, rook d8, bishop c5, check. Now what can he play? Over here. Yeah, here. Sorry, there's a small issue. So here, if the queen moves, we play rook. The rook needs to be there, and the king needs to. The rook needs to go here. Why? Because of this thing. The rook will go. But if the rook moves here, then this check will ruin everything. But the rook will move here. The bishop will go to c5. The king can't move anywhere. If you want, you can even take the rook. The king moves this, and then you promote another queen, and you can see the bar on my left side. It's plus m6, which is a massive advantage. There's no black over here because it's a win, right? If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.